Tate brothers. The Tate brothers got arrested. Now, we went over their we went over their charges last week. They were accusing them of luring women over so they could profit off of their TikTok ads. That's a little far-fetched for me to believe. Listen, I'm going to be straight with you guys. I've made my opinion on Andrew Tate clear. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. What I will say, I don't think the Tate brothers are model citizens. I don't necessarily. I mean, they've been involved in the webcam business. That's where they made a lot of their money, was scamming guys on these webcam businesses. Now, that doesn't make them sex trafficker. Well, I guess it depends on your definition of the word. But that doesn't make them a sex trafficker in the Jeffrey Epstein sense. And that certainly doesn't make them rapists. Could they be con artists? Yeah, allegedly speaking. Not that I'm worried about getting sued by a guy in a Romanian prison. But still, we gotta cover all our bases here. That, again, doesn't make them sex traffickers, doesn't make them rapists. What they're now claiming, the Romanian government, they're charging them with sex trafficking and rape. The claim on top of the TikTok ad theft is now that they got these women to move to wherever they were living at the time, led them on, believing that they would marry them. These women were convinced that the Tates were going to marry them, and the Tates didn't end up marrying them. They only used them for sex. Consensual sex, but led women on to have sex with them. I'm going to tell you right now, if that's sex trafficking and rape, if that's what passes for it now, every man in the country, every man in the world needs to flee to a country that does not extradite. We are all in trouble. We are all rapists.
Outrageous criminal activity.
We're all sex traffickers. I'm going to tell you right now. If that's what passes for it nowadays, a lot of guys are in trouble. They are not going to have time to investigate anything else. The prisons are going to be like, what, rape? Okay, 6 days in jail. Get them out, move. Everyone will be a sex offender. They will not be able to build houses within 100 feet of a school anymore. They won't be able to do it because every man in the country will be a sex offender if that's what passes for it now. Now, they have next to no evidence of rape. The alleged victims have already come out and said, hey, we never filed these charges. We've tried to get them dropped. No one listens to us. The only actual accusers of rape are in civil court, and they refuse to come forward, and they refuse to press any actual charges. It's a crock of shit. Let's call it what it is. It's a crock of shit. It's a political hit job. There's next to no... Again, if they come out and they've got all this evidence against them, I'll eat my words. But right now you're telling me these guys said, hey, I might be, they pretended to be in love with these women so they could get laid. That's their big crime. That's a waste of everyone involved's time. So, it gets better. Now, obviously, we've talked about how this is a political hit. This is clearly a political hit on these guys. Say what you want about them. That's what's going on here. They've repeatedly trashed the Romanian government, too. They've talked about how they're weak, how they're not going to do anything to them, how they basically run the show over there. So this is a little bit of a show of force. The Romanian government has confiscated from the Tate brothers $380 million in crypto, 15 luxury cars, 14 luxury watches, and 15 real estate properties. Why? What does that have to do with sex trafficking and rape? Nothing. This is about stealing from your citizens. This is about the bully flexing its arm. This is about saying you don't step out of line. You don't speak out of line. You keep your mouth shut, and you do as we say. And if you don't do those things, well, then you're going to pay. And this is what's going to happen to you. This is about making an example. Just like everything else the regime does, this is about making an example of people who step out of line. So does the Biden administration step in here? I mean, these are American citizens being railroaded, having their property stolen from them. I feel like someone needs to do something. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.